and this is episode 45. Stay alive. This is a very special episode.
This is.
Because this is our first time we're going to do two movies in one episode.
Right, because we don't care.
Even though we're trying to get to 100 episodes.
Is there a reason that we don't care?
No, actually.
I think we're both a little tired.
I think we decided it makes sense to put these together.
But I thought that you might want to know why I decided that we needed to crush these two together.
Well, first let me say what movies they are. Open House.
Open House.
Which is on Netflix.
Right. And
the one we just saw, The Strangers.
The Strangers.
Pray at Night.
Okay. Here's the thing. Both of them are what I would call your workaday, standard torture horror, just right is just straight normal and
I think
as you can get.
I think The Strangers has some twinges of excellence, I would almost say.
Well, now wait a minute.
And we can talk about that. But
because
should we just get the open house out of the way so we don't have to talk about it anymore? Because I don't want to talk about that one very much.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about the combo of the two of them together. Okay.
Well, can we review them first?
Okay. Well, okay. Whatever.
Look, see, I know you're in a hurry to tell a story.
No, I'm not in a hurry to tell the story.
I'm just messing with you.
I'm just taking these two as a pair.
I know that Ned's out there going, He's right.
God damn it, I'm telling you.
Which I have to say, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm happy to see that air supply was finally used the right way in a movie. So
there is no right way to use an air supply.
If there is, this is the right way.
Oh, if there is, yes.
So the open house. A teenager and his mother find themselves attacked while they are staying in a secluded vacation home following the death of the husband and father. So I read it really fast like that because it's very cliche and stupid.
Right.
Really.
And
whose idea was to watch
there's
this
no
one?
point. There was no point in that.
So, okay, this is what I think. The acting was okay. It started out good and promising. Then it just halfway through just died and sucked, and I didn't think it was logical. I didn't like anything about the actors. I didn't like the teenager. The teenager was I really want a refund from Netflix.
Right.
From this and from Cloverfield Paradox.
And that's right.
So they owe me at least 20 cents, maybe. I don't know.
I'm going to go with you. The thing is, it seemed cheap all the way down the line. Nobody was going to get hurt anywhere inside of that house,
right?
Because it was too nice. So we were down to the basement, which was obviously kind of a set. Or
they didn't want to pay bills.
They didn't want to pay cleanup bills. It really looked like decisions were being made because of budget.
Oh yeah, they wrapped it up really quick too.
Oh yeah, they really did. And the thing is that they had what was the neighbor thing about, right? And
again, no logic.
Yeah, no logic. There's
the whole thing.
There's a tunnel.
The basement.
There's a tunnel there, and the tunnel is blocked off, and then it's not. But it just doesn't matter. I mean, it's totally a worthless film.
Yes, I agree, and I would give it a 1.1 to be generous.
I think you're being generous. You pulled me up from a 0.9.
Oh, 0.9. Well, so it averages out.
It averages out to a 1. Yeah.
So that's open house. Yay.
Yay.
Did I like anything about it? No.
Yeah, nothing. But now we have the same kind of workaday standard horror film.
A family staying in a secluded mobile home park for the night is visited by 3 masked psychopaths.
Right.
It's a sequel to the 2008 film The Strangers, which actually I hear was awesome, but I've never seen it.
Really? I had never heard of it.
So I heard it was actually really good. So
this was a sequel.
I feel like I'm going to go back and watch The Strangers 2008.
Yeah. You know what? It's your job to do this kind of homework and to pull this out. And I know.
You know, in September I would have done it.
You gotta, that's true. Yeah, busy.
Plus I have family visiting. It makes it difficult.
Got another baby and blah blah blah.
It's hard.
So
life is hard. But This film is very similar to Open House because it's actually what I just read. It almost sounds like the first one.
Right, almost. Well, that's what I was saying. I was saying they're the same film.
But there was some moments in this that I was like, that if this was a different movie,
it was good.
It was brilliant.
It was.
Like
it
the
was
pool
good
scene.
shot.
The pool scene was amazing. The way they shot the truck on fire and all that.
Oh,
that whole
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, and
I mean, that was pretty.
Absolutely.
That was like
absolutely.
Leatherface quality right there, I thought.
It was. It kind of. I got to tell you, there was a lot of ringing.
And the main actress was good.
And the main
teenage girl.
Yeah, the final girl.
Yeah, final girl. Exactly.
Final girl was excellent.
There's obviously a reason why she was the final girl because she was the only one that could really act.
She was out of a whole bunch, right?
And then there's a 45-year-old brother.
You did have the that was that woman was from with the
Mad Men?
bazongas. Yeah, she was from.
So
That's a technical term, by the way. The bazongas. She was from Mad Men.
I feel like there should be like drum beats behind you when you do say
Boom,
that.
boom, 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 boom.
See, I only saw one episode of Mad Men, so I didn't recognize her. But
Well, she was the redhead in Mad Men.
yeah.
She has the breasts of 4 women.
Oh yeah, her name is Christina Hendricks.
Yeah, exactly that. How do you do that? You just pluck those out of the air, don't you?
It's my other voice.
Yeah.
I have 2 personalities.
But yeah,
What did you think of the brother that was probably fought in Vietnam and was? Well, I like some of the stuff they did. They did some different things that you don't see in mainstream horror movies.
Really?
They shot things differently. I haven't seen this for a very long time, and I think the last time I remember seeing it was probably an old 1960s movie where they shot from the other side of the street, and people were, or maybe it's 1970s. I'm thinking of maybe like one of those Dustin Al Pacino movies where they shot from the across the street and you see cars going by in front of them while they're talking.
Right.
But it was shot really weird because you only saw like a portion of a car go by. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But they were trying to be creative. The guy, whoever did the cinematography, I think was doing a good job.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah. I think it was a lot of...
there was good quality is what I'm trying to say.
There was very little script.
The script
and
is
I
awful.
don't I don't mean bad script. There was just very little of it. I mean, there was not a whole lot to do.
Right.
And they did it, the director and the DP and the people running around and the makeup special effects, they did a great job of what they had to do.
Were they trying to make it like Stranger Things or kind of have that feel to it? Or
yeah, I did. It had an 80s feel to it. I mean, for sure. And
the music, I like the music. I enjoyed how they worked the music into the, like when the very first scene. I like how that started with the music.
Right. Oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden it was the music in the truck. Yeah,
and speaking of music, Air Supply.
Okay.
Making love out of nothing at all.
Uh-huh.
See, I was having memories of my first, not my first Air Supply concert. I've only been to one actually. My first and last Air Supply concert. But I remember going with my dad. And I was like really young, and I liked Air Supply, and I still kind of like them. So I liked how they kind of used that music in a horrible scene. I loved it. And flames were everywhere.
I kind of like I like movies that use the faux women's rock.
Yeah.
It really.
So you're saying Air Supply is women's rock? I guess it can be.
Hey. It's where you can get it,
Well, they are kind of, I don't know, I remember they were very effeminate.
Feminine, yeah.
And they had weird names like Gary Russell, and they both had, Russell Hitchcock and Graham Russell.
Wow, I can't believe that you brought that up. I mean...
I know some lyrics,
See, too. I would have had to have gone... See the mystery? Yeah,
Lost in Love. I know all the lyrics to that one. I could do karaoke right now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but we can't.
And I can do both parts.
No, we don't have.
I can sing the deep.
But we don't have the time for that. Or the desire. No. Anyway. So I have to come up with a story from all this?
So that was my story, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah.
Memories of Air Supply. So wait, is there anything else you want to say about The Strangers? Obviously, I don't have any notes because, let's see. Pool, truck on fire, main girl's awesome. The men were useless. And the catering was done by Salvador and Sons. I learned that from the credits.
We used to say that the best that every time the cameraman got a couple of shots that were out of focus. You know, we always go around and go, the focus was bad. We're going to fire the caterer.
Are you serious? What's that?
No, it didn't seem that way. The caterers would get fired all the time. And it would be like... It would be like the ultimate scapegoat was the caterer.
Story time. Story time. It's story time with Mick. 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 Story time with Mick.
And I remember one time we were working on this film, and the caterer was a Russian caterer, and he had, honest to God, Russian food from a Russian caterer. And
wow.
In fact, I think that this was on House.
Ah, okay.
Right? When we were working on House with Tasso. And so the company had a Russian caterer, and it was horrible. I mean, it was so horrible that the Grips went out, got a barbecue, started a barbecue at lunch, and then the thing is the entire crew lined up behind the Grips. The Grips are charging $5.
And was this during the Cold War?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it was.
So it was very political, probably. Well,
oh man, I gotta tell you, still to this day, that he had this combination of seasonings that was just
borscht, is that what that is? I'm thinking of, or
yeah, no, that would have a beet in it.
Oh, okay.
That would have an identifiable vegetable.
Right.
There was nothing identifiable about any of this food.
Ugh.
I mean, and you know what? You would go down the line and well, I'll have some of that, and he'd go, it's blah, 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 blah. And you go, yeah, okay, well, I'll have some of that anyway, right? and then the weird thing about it is, as soon as you taste it, you go, oh, that tastes just like. It was, and the Grips, man, and the Grips had such a great thing going that they were making crashing amounts of money.
Well, yeah.
They went from like $1 burger to $5 a burger in a week. It was hilarious.
See, Grips are smart.
Yeah. Then I think that the production company had to actually give them a raise, which never happens during the film. Nobody ever gets a raise during the film because you do your deal and you do your time. I mean, you're not on it. You're really not on a film long enough to, really think about a raise. But this time they got a raise so that they would shut their restaurant down.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But you know what? It was an FOTP problem. You know what friend of the producer? Yeah, that was, and that's always a problem. Our department always got stuck with the FOTPs.
I always try to figure out who that is in certain movies. Like, was one of the actors maybe like a friend of the producer?
Yeah, don't you though?
And you can usually pick them out pretty easily.
Yeah, a lot of low budget films. It's the art department gets a bunch of them.
Well, if it's really low budget, it's usually the director who's the
who's the friend of the
producer. Or he's the director and the producer.
Yeah, it's true. Well, the thing is, the thing that I definitely noticed about this, about spending as long as I did in the film business, is that if your best position in starting the film business is to be an idiot, if you come into the film business and you have, like, I don't know, a talent or capabilities or common sense, you're going to be channeled to a department where they need people that have common sense, or a talent. Like, are you a carpenter, or do you know what? Have you ever picked up a camera before? Or is it then you're going to be a grip, you know, or you're going to work in camera? You know, have you ever accidentally blown up your own house? Well, then you're going to wind up as, you know, in special effects. Special effects. See, and you lean towards those. And the thing is if you have no talent whatsoever, you will keep getting kicked upstairs because the people, I'm telling you right now, I can give you a huge list of people that were so incompetent that they had nowhere to go but up. And every one of those people is an executive producer to this day.
So if you're like a Renaissance man like you are, where you have multiple talents,
you're never going to make a
act
dollar.
like an idiot? I mean, I would go and act like an idiot and just like make them think I'm an idiot.
Hey, but it takes 3-5 years to figure that out. That's the problem.
See, if only I was 20 years younger, I would go work in Hollywood right now and just act like an idiot.
I gotta tell you that there's this one guy on Nightmare on Elm Street 3. His name was Bobek. And Bobek was
it's not Bobbit, is
generic,
it?
Generic Saudi Arabian.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of used to having. The great thing about it was he had a brand new Volkswagen Bug.
Was he one of these guys that always wore white everywhere? Like
no. He wasn't. He was kind of oddly short, and he had like a convertible Rabbit, a VW Rabbit.
Yeah.
Totally a chick car, right? I
yeah.
mean, absolutely a chick car. He was so proud of it.
My brother had a VW Rabbit for a while.
But this was the convertible one, which is
totally different.
That's a chick car, right?
Yep.
And in the process of working for us for 3 weeks on Nightmare on Elm Street 3, he backed his car over a set. Literally backed it. You know, it's like looking forward like this. I saw the whole thing as the weirdest thing I've ever seen. He thought that he was going forward. And he put it into reverse, and he just went brrr, and went right through. What's that? Was it? It was Nancy. It was Nancy's bedroom in Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Right through it.
Duh. Okay, yeah.
Right through it. And the thing is when I say right through it, I'm not saying like he bumped it. And, you know, the wall just went, he went
like the truck in that movie, The Strangers.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See how it's all connected?
And so then, like 2 days later, I get a call, and his car is in the shop. They're putting it back together after he backed through the set. Right. And so we needed him to make this run to go pick up these photos at this camera store, right? And what he did was he took my sister's car. He took my sister's car and went over there, laid the keys down, took the photographs like this, and the guy next to him just he had laid the keys on the photographs of the guy that was working next to him with the other cashier, right? And the guy just picked up the keys and left with my sister's keys. Now, my sister was quick to anger, I think. Let's just say quick to anger, right? And she got so unbelievably pissed off. She turns to me and she goes, "Oh, that idiot that ran over the set out there, that Bobby, I can't believe him. Give me your keys so that I can go over and pick him up and see if we can track down the guy that's got the keys to my car." And so I get a phone call about an hour later, because she had to drive all the way into Hollywood, and we were kind of like on the edge of LA. And I get a call an hour later. She is fuming because somehow or other Bobek saw she came up and had my keys. She was looking through the photographs, laid my keys down. Bobek wanted to make absolutely sure that this mistake didn't happen again, and he picked picked the keys up and put it in the girl's purse next to him, and once again she took off and had the keys. Now, this is 2 people in one day that had keys that they didn't even know that they had them.
Wow.
So calls me up, and I was like, yeah, you see that's and you know what? Here's the thing. I heard that like 5 years later, he went back to his home country and set up a whole bunch of movie deals. I mean, basically by going, hey, you want to make a movie? And then came back with like $50 million and just started making films that started to be released in Saudi Arabia.
Wow. I thought you were going to say he was a car rental agent. Sorry.
I remember a guy that came on as a PA with us, and he became a director. And this is the guy, I swear to God, this actually happened. We sent this guy on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He had I don't know if I should say that. Yeah, no, because I know me better than that. He had a license that said Cinefan. CINEMFAN, Cinefan, right?
Yeah.
He was utterly one of the worst one of the worst assistants you ever had in your life. He goes to the store, to a Safeway store, for an hour and a half and comes back, and he didn't bring back the one thing that we sent him for, which was water.
Oh.
He stands there and goes, well, they didn't have water. It was a Safeway store.
Wow.
In summer, in Canyon Country, it had water virtually on every aisle. It had a form of water.
Right.
Now, when we sent PAs out, you know, the thing is you brought something back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, what you did is you had to determine this. We were paying you enough so that we figured that you had to be smarter than the person you were standing in front of in terms of what we needed, right?
Yeah.
So if you sent somebody out from something, they had better come back with something.
Right.
And then they better be able to damn well tap dance and tell you why it's going to work, why it's going to work for what you're doing. Right, exactly. But there you go, apple juice. Anything at all. I mean, you know, okay, it's for one thing, there's so many things wrong with that.
Right.
The list goes on and on and on of horrible, horrible, horrible assistants. Yes. You know, I remember my sister and the people that she used to hire, you know, we're going to go into this one again. She hired a couple one time, not the couple that knocked down the ridge, the arch. Oh, no. These were much better. Evidently. One of them was getting a from the other as they were going down the road, and they drove off the freeway.
Oh, well.
and there was an injury.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Exactly.
I can imagine what that injury was.
Yes. Exactly.
I can hear a sound effect in my head now.
Exactly.
I've got to find that sound effect.
Screech!
I was thinking more like a crunch. Anyway. I'm going to do some sound effects. I'm going to do some Foley work. I'm going to get a celery.
Oh, yes! Yes! Oh! And the thing is I'm 100% sure now that all those people are executive producers on something.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in charge of people for sure.
Just every time I find, you know, and the thing is I had a great career. Had a great run, right?
Didn't you fall off a set, though, you told me one time? Didn't that help your career?
We're not talking about me, you bastard. Yeah, all the things that I did, and all the times I got hurt, all the times I screwed everything up, and I am still just a production designer.
You're too smart for your own good.
Yeah, oh boy, tell me about it. Anyway.
Oh, well.
So you know what? That's us. I figure that if I remain doing this here and remain as incompetent as I have been so far, I'm really going places.
Well, look, you're sitting here in the cave.
I am in a cave.
Yeah,
I'm
a
sitting-
dungeon.
I'm in a,
Technically,
I'm in
it's a dungeon.
Yeah, it's a.
I think
it's
because
the
we have
cave
the
of
stuff
it.
on the wall
It's
over
the-
there.
Yeah, it's cave. Is that what it is? Is it the shackles? Is that really what? Is that the difference between a cave and in a dungeon? It's the shackles. Okay.
Also, might be time period maybe. Because a dungeon probably came later than a cave, I would imagine. Or a cave could be turned into a dungeon.
Listen, torture. Torture is torture.
Actually, yeah. Some of my favorite tours have been dungeon related.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So
Those castles in
d-
England.
Did you have a point to that? You were saying you were heading in a direction. You know that, right?
I was, but
Yeah.
I'm like that guy in the car. I went the wrong way. Forgot what I was going to say.
That's right. I don't know. I was really drunk at the time.
So what do you rate Strangers?
Oh, strange.
How many masked murderers do you give it?
You know what? I am gonna go 3.5 palm trees.
Do you think it would have been better without the masks? That's the only question I have for you, really.
You know, one of the masks was pretty damn dumb. The mask, and by the way, there was a point that really got me. Is it had the spookiest music, like something's going to happen.
Yes.
And it went on that way for 45 minutes until I thought to myself, if I hear another chord of that music and somebody doesn't get killed,
Yeah.
I'm walking out of here.
Well, I was waiting for I was waiting for a Michael Myers moment. Because there's a very long lag where they're driving and they're going through trees or walking.
Right.
I was waiting
Yeah.
for somebody to be watching them.
Exactly, and they weren't.
Never
you know?
happened.
Yeah, but the bag,
The bag over the head.
the bag over the head was pretty cool.
That was a good one. But the other two.
I mean, and especially and the timing relationship of if I don't want to spoil anything.
I don't care. My pretty.
So what
I'm
was
scared.
that? Him being in the truck.
Yes.
Right, with the two of them in the truck and just sitting there and
With the
having
music playing.
a magic moment with the music and stuff. That was pretty interesting. It
And you knew that truck.
it kind of had a lot. Remember how I was saying about there wasn't a lot of script here.
Nope.
I mean, I think that probably script was 8 pages long, and the rest of it they just filled it out with kind of cool.
But the result
filmmaking.
was kind of a 1970s feeling
yeah,
horror
it was.
movie.
Yeah,
Especially when you knew the truck that was on fire was going to start moving.
right. Yeah.
That was very 1970s. It was drawn out so long. anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. So,
So-
I guess I'd rate it. I'd probably rate it. I don't think I rated it that. I don't know. See, I want to really like it because there were certain parts I really liked.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want to really hate it because I thought it was kind of boring.
Because it wasn't written. And it was, kinda
It was
boring.
boring. Yeah. So I would give it like a 2.5, but I would say 2.8. I'm gonna give it 0.3 points for those 2 scenes that I really liked. And the air supply music. Okay. 0.9. Yeah, baby. There you go. Boom. Done.
I'm shaking my head. I am shaking my
It's
head.
called Kurt Math.
Oh, Kurt
See,
Math?
Yeah. When I give my ratings in,
Oh.
it's Kurt Math. It makes sense. Add, subtract,
Kurt,
multiply.
The law of Kurt.
If there was nudity, it probably would have been a couple extra points.
If we talk for another minute, we're going to be longer than that film was.
Actually, this is pretty good. I think it's a good time.
Okay.
I think we should probably stop
One?
right about. Thank you for joining us on the Dream Warrior Review. This is Kurt Thomas along with Mick Strawn. We appreciate you listening to us, and please let your friends and family know about how awesome we are. You can hit us up at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter and Facebook at DWR Review. We'll see you next time on the Dream Warrior Review.